All right. Hey, folks, I'm just going to give everyone a second to get logged in, and then we'll start the show.
Oh, proceeding. Hi there. You see people coming in. That's awesome. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, lots of people today.
Michael Gregor. Hey, man. It's good to have you. Oh, it's so funny.
All right. Well, I'll go ahead and get started today. I know
Yeah.
Craig has a lot of content for us.
Yeah.
So, hello, good morning, good afternoon, everyone, wherever you're joining us from today. Today's webinar is co-hosted by the New York Oracle User Group and Oracle partner Viscosity North America. We've got an awesome presentation for you today by Craig Shallahamer, one of my colleagues and the founder of AuraPub, which I'll talk a little bit about later. This is a live webinar, so feel free to submit your questions in the Q&A field, and Craig will get to your questions as you can. If you need something more logistic with the webinar, you can pop that in the chat or in the question area. Coleman and myself will monitor those questions. All right, my name is Monica Lee. I'm the marketing director here at Viscosity North America. We are a full Oracle Stack consulting firm. I'll tell you a little more about it in a bit. But first, co-hosting with me today are NYOUG board members Coleman Leviter and Rob Edwards. Coleman is going to tell us a little bit about NYOUG, and then I will introduce you to Viscosity, and Coleman will get us started after that.
Thank you, Monica. Let's see, you can hear me. So the New York Oracle Users Group was formed in 1984, just a few short years ago, for the exchange of ideas, assistance, and support among users of the Oracle software products. You can connect with us on X, Meetup, LinkedIn, Facebook, and of course, nyoug.org, where this webinar and many others going back to May of 2020 will also appear in our repository. And just for a note, we're going to have a lunch and learn on-site session at Freeman's Restaurant next Tuesday from 12:30 to 3:30. And please join us. It'll be a keynote by Yossi Carmen, CEO of Accelerario, and also, of course, Rich Nemec, who is the Chief Innovation Officer at Viscosity North America. There's going to be a panelist of people talking about AI and transforming data management that you won't want to miss it. Thank you, Monica.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'll be there as well. So I hope some of you can come out and join us. Coleman and Rob will be there on site as well. And we look forward to meeting any of you guys who have been coming to our webinars and are based in the New York area. All right, so I'll try to make this brief. Again, my name is Monica. I work for Viscosity, where our mission is to enable business transformation at a time when companies must change to survive. We are a full Oracle Stack consulting firm with core expertise in Oracle database, including RAC, Oracle Apex. We perform near zero downtime migrations for our customers, a lot of performance tuning and high availability projects ongoing. And we also have decades of experience with infrastructure, including engineered systems. We're actually named Oracle Partner of the Year for Oracle Database Appliances. And we offer a lot of project-based services like managed services, training, and any other major projects you have coming up around maybe upgrading or migrating your database. This slide right here just shows the three main pillars that Viscosity is built upon: data, apps, and infrastructure. Down across the bottom, you'll see we offer a variety of services for all of those pillars. All right, this slide, I'm just showing off some of our books. We have, I think, over 30 books now across our staff, published by some reputable sources or some of our pocket guides here. They are self-published on Amazon. So check us out in person. We're normally giving some books away too, but hopefully you guys own some of these books as well. Folks on this screen represent some of our consultants or our management and executive management here at Viscosity. They are recognized by Oracle as thought leaders in the Oracle database and development community as Oracle Aces. So if you're not familiar with that program, I would go look it up. If you are a speaker yourself and you're interested in becoming an Oracle Ace, you should go check that out as well. All right, a couple more services here that we provide. I normally just like to point out Oracle License Management as we kind of talked about some of these other things here, but Oracle License Management, I always recommend for companies and organizations to go through an Oracle partner just to make sure you're going to pay for only what you need, and we'll follow up with you and make sure you use it and take advantage of your investment. But we just want to make sure that everything's compliant before you go and talk to Oracle. And if you need help, just making sure your architecture is right. And again, you're not wasting any money on any more than you need. That's kind of what we're here for. We do it so regularly, we can normally help you get some discounts as well. So it's just nice to have a partner who works in the product resale realm with Oracle regularly, because most of you are not going to do that regularly, right? So reach out to your favorite partner, get help. This orapub.com is where we're going to house this webinar today. So you can go rewatch it. I know Craig's got a lot of live demos and things like that for you today. So he's not going to have a slide deck, but typically when we have a presentation and a slide deck, it will be posted here at www.orapub.com and also at NYOUG.org. So you can go find them there. For us, Orapub is also a training site. So if you guys are interested in looking through our upcoming events and upcoming training there, some things are free, some things are paid for. You can sign up to be a free member, and there's also paid tiers of membership that just give you a little extra discount if you are interested in more continued education around database technologies. All right. And so you can go check that out. Also, don't forget, like Coleman said, we are going to be in person next week in New York. If you're in the Tampa area, Craig and some of my other colleagues will also be in Tampa for the Suncoast Oracle User Group Lunch and Learn. We've got some Oracle PMs there joining us, and it is like a 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. day steak lunch kind of a thing. So check that out. It's on our website. And otherwise, I think that's all I've got for you today. Again, free webinar. Get your questions in for Craig. It's going to be a really fun hour with Craig today. So I'm going to let Coleman go ahead and introduce him, and we'll get started.
Thank you, Monica. Craig, having worked with Oracle Technology since 1989, he's a leader in the fields of machine learning, artificial intelligence, and Oracle database performance tuning. Craig has extensive experience in constructing and teaching predictive modeling methods, notably developing a reinforcement machine learning bot in 1990. He's launched several specialized generative AI conversational assistants, each with distinct personalities and capabilities. As an applied AI scientist at Viscosity and the founder of Orapub, Craig is also the author of two acclaimed books, Oracle Performance Firefighting and Forecasting Oracle Performance. He has received that recognition as an Oracle ACE Director for his valuable contributions to the Oracle community through his technical expertise and leadership. Craig is an active participant in Oracle user groups, frequently presenting at conferences and serving as a board member and volunteer. I just want to thank Craig for presenting this webinar today. Everybody is going to walk away from this webinar saying, wow. And thank Viscosity for co-hosting these series of webinars since May of 2020. Thank you, Monica.
Oh. All right, so I'm on.
All you.
All right.
It's all
Okay, I'm gonna
yours.
share my screen here. So here we go. All right. Hey, welcome everyone. It's really good to be here with y'all. I love seeing names that I recognize. It makes me feel so much at ease. Why do I want to feel at ease? Because this is completely live. Every time I do this, it's different, and usually there's some kind of hiccup. So I just want to warn you, this is like completely live. It could go sideways really fast, and if I can't figure it out quick, well, then that'll just kind of, be the end of it. So yeah, that there's a little more going on than usual today. So I guess let's get right into it. So what I want to do is I want to give you a taste of, and this is like just a tiny taste of what you can do with like real code assistant products, even right now. And a year from now, I'm sure it's going to be even more mind blowing. So, one of the things that I noticed when I started doing this kind of stuff right away is that, oh, by the way, you can see, yeah, you can see my screen, right? That just feels small to me. I want to get that, make sure you guys can see that. Oh, there you go. Okay. One of the things I noticed right away was that when I was, I looked at the AI more of a collaborator. It wasn't like an assistant. It was actually, we were working back and forth together. You'll see some of this today, but it's, the prompts are pretty well developed, so I don't completely, embarrass myself. So, but the AI does become more of just like a collaboration. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to give ChatGPT some prompts, and with the goal of that we actually want to build a runnable web app that we can actually use to actually improve our app or create another app. Now we're not going to get that far, but you're going to see like we're there and that we can actually do that, because really we're only going to have like 45 minutes to actually do this whole thing. Yesterday when I practiced it, ChatGPT was super slow on getting, on the responses and everything, which really slowed things down. So we'll kind of see. So what we're going to do, it's all going to be through interactive prompting. Okay. And we're going to collaborate with, and I use ChatGPT just because, like most people have access to ChatGPT. I didn't want to do anything really specialized or anything like that. The app's going to be based on PHP. Why? Because it's simple. I don't know PHP, but I know enough. It's going to be CSS, so we can get the style sheets. We can get things the way we want it to look. And it's going to be HTML because it's going to be a web app. And for some of the fancy stuff, there's JavaScript. We're going to use jQuery for that. JavaScript, I don't know Java at all, right? But what I found is that when you're doing web apps, JavaScript is super handy because there's code somewhere for like anything or everything, and so it just kind of works. Okay, so I'm going to have ChatGPT in one window, and I just logged on right here. In fact, let me make that bigger so you guys can see that. Okay, because I want to make sure you can see what's going on. Well, that is pretty big. All right. And I have a terminal window up here. Okay, because not too much will be going on there. And then, of course, we are going to have the browser because it's going to be a web app. So that'll just be in another tab right here. So we should have three things going at once right here. Yeah, we'll see how that all goes. Okay, so here we go. So the first, before I start doing the coding here, I know probably some of you got some questions about, well, like, why am I not using OCI and stuff like that, or Apex? So by the way, what I'm typing, I call this my typing log, and that will be, I don't have slides today, but you can get access to the typing log, which will have all the prompts that I use. So you could actually, do this I'm hoping you'll go do this yourself. So why not Apex? I'm not using OCI because it's just going to make this, a hassle to do. I don't need to do it that way. I want you to be able to see all the code. I love being able to see the code. That's why I'm not like super excited about, Apex, but I'm not a developer. Okay. And I want you to be able to do this at home. I want you to do exactly, what I'm going to do. And so I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So you can actually do this kind of stuff. All right. So people ask me that, why don't you just use an OCI? Well, because if I don't have to, I'm not going to. A lot of people are asking me, hey, why aren't you using, Claude, Sonnet 3.5 with like VS Code, uh, extension? I don't need to. This works okay. And if it works with what I'm going to do, it'll work like on anything. So that's why I'm kind of doing using ChatGPT. Another product I actually use is called Cursor AI. And if I have time, I'll just show you just kind of what it looks like. But I use that for like any coding I do right now. I can create demonstrations and little code snippets super fast. If I can articulate what I want, I can build it. It's getting to where that's just where we're at right now. Okay, and it's too bad this wasn't before Christmas, because if you saw me do this, it might give you all sorts of ideas to do some stuff with your kids over the holidays. That would have been kind of fun. So, okay, so here we go. there are some requirements, and those are like good requirements, just so you know what I've already actually done here. Okay, here we go. That's behind my camera right there. Okay, you need an OpenAI paid account. That way you have better AI, and it does make a difference. So just be aware of that. That's going to be our development environment is literally going to be this right here. Okay. Now you also need, in addition to an OpenAI account, you need an OpenAI API key, because the chat bot, we're going to develop a chat bot. Okay. It's going to access OpenAI, and we need an API key to do that. So there's kind of two different things that we actually need. Look, if you haven't done this before, that can be kind of confusing. With the API key, we're going to be able to we're going to be able to work with OpenAI using a specific LLM, and we're going to use the GPT-4o Mini because it's fast and it's pretty good. So, and even if it's not, that's okay, because that's just the web app. So we just need to get to work. Okay, the thing that you might not expect is that we do need a PHP environment. And like I'm run on a Mac here, and PHP is not installed, so I need to install it. I've already done that. I'll show you how to check if it's running on like, in any box in just a couple minutes here. So you will have to get that running. Okay. Yeah, and it's super easy to install. So it's not a big deal, but you do need to actually do that. Okay, I think I got through all the overhead stuff. We made it through that. Okay, my heart is going like crazy right now. I did this for the ORPUB members. It didn't work right. It was pretty stressful, but I figured it out. Okay, so I got a terminal window. I'm going to be working in a directory on my Mac. I'm going to put all the files, because we're actually going to we're coding, right? This is the ChatGPT is going to generate the code for us. So I got to put the code somewhere. What's going to go in this directory right here? So I need to do that. I want to make sure PHP is actually like installed, and I got something back here. So it is. That still feels kind of small. There we go. Yeah. It's like taking up all my screen real estate. Okay, the other thing that we need, in fact, I'm going to give you guys this as well so you can see all this stuff. This is LSOF. This tells me if somebody's messing with, or there's another program using port 8000, which is what we're going to use for PHP. So I get nothing back. That's good. Okay, I don't have to kill any processes and stuff like that. Okay, here we go. Here's the first prompt. So this is the longest and the most involved. So I'm going to read it to you. So I'm going to put it in the typing log here first. I'm going to put it into ChatGPT. Okay, and I'm gonna go through it with you. Okay, all right. So first prompt. So here we go. So this is I'm trying. Oh, in fact, I don't have to do that. I didn't need to hear that. Okay. So if you can envision it and if you can explain it, then this will work. And if you have an app you want to create, if you can explain it, then you're probably going to be able to create it. And it's all about the prompts here. So the goal is to create an AI chatbot web app. And I'm going to use a step-by-step process. So I'm going to work with it step by step. I want to tell it that. Okay. After each step, I'm going to stop and I'm going to check and make sure the app is actually working properly. Then I'm going to, prompt you for the next step. Okay. And this is important to me, but even though I tell it this, I say, hey, because I will likely restart this process. Like if something really goes sideways, I want to go through it again. Your responses should be as consistent as possible, but it doesn't always do that. Okay. Let's see, the app is to be primarily coded in no particular order using PHP, HTML, CSS, and jQuery. jQuery is like a JavaScript library. I think that's the right way to do it. If a web server, I think we're okay. Here we go. Yeah, I don't want that. I don't know if I did something wrong here. No, I think we're good. If a web server is needed, use PHP, which I have installed. Okay, this is our first step here, focuses on creating a variable-driven CSS style sheet. I gave it the name because I actually wanted to use the name. Otherwise, it'll come up with different names sometimes, right? So and I'm doing this so a designer like myself or anybody can actually change the way this thing is actually going to look really easily. Okay. I want you to include like a pseudo AI response text just so I can see where it's going to be on the screen kind of thing. And a user input form field. Okay, so this is like the main interface here. And I actually want it to be called, index.html. Otherwise, it might give it a PHP name or something like that. Okay. So now I'm going to describe the web app. So you kind of picture it. There's one big column. There's going to be a top, the main dialogue of the chat, and then the chat entry. So that's what I'm going to try to explain to the AI here. So the app contains 3 web page sections. Oh, I got a typo there. I didn't notice that. Here we go. Which will always be which is always in dark mode. Okay, contained in a single column, with all text defaulting to Monaco text. And I have to tell that all the time or it forgets. It's weird. Okay. All elements should have a CSS variable. The design will likely be changed, so please use Flexbox. Okay. You're thinking, well, where did that come from? Well, because I learned that if it uses something else, the whole formatting and responsiveness of the app is a freaking nightmare. And for Flexbox, just seems that it always works. So that's why. Okay. All right, so here are the 3 sections right here. Oh man, here we go. Here are the 3 sections. The first section, right? Add a blue menu bar with 2 menu items, new chat and about. The item text in white. Otherwise, it could be something else. So I want to tell it, right? Ensure the font is Monaco, right? I got to do that. It might not do it if I don't. And then for section 2 is just the classic chat dialogue. Okay, I gave it information about the color. You got to love the color here. Classic bright terminal green. Remember that? All right. Left justified, the user input. Remember the bright amber, the kind of yellow? That's what I'm going for here. And then we're going to add some placeholder text. Just so, placeholder. Gosh, how come I didn't notice that yesterday or last month? All right, placeholder text for the IO, for the AI response. Okay, and sure, I'm using the font. The bottom, okay, this is kind of weird how I wrote this. On the bottom of the screen and on the same row, spanning the entire width of the screen, add the user input field and its submit button. I tried so many different ways to do this. This seems to be the most consistent. And I really do like a gray horizontal line just on top of the section with a little space between the line and the user input and the submit button. And again, make sure it's, Monaco. Okay, here we go. Your task is to code according to the above instructions and nothing else. Very important to say that. These coding, it just loves to generate codes. Oh, you might want this, so I'm going to create this. Like, no, I don't want that. I only want what I'm asking for. So this is important. Okay, let's do it. Boom. Let's see how fast it goes. Here are the files. File number 1. Okay, so I'm going to open up another window right here while it's just doing its thing. In fact, I'm going to move the type. Actually, we'll just keep it. And we're going to call this, what's this thing going to be called? Styles. Okay, I've messed up so many times now with this. I'm actually going to, wait, hold on a second. No, we're in webinars right now. Hold on. I need to put it in that right directory, correct? All right, there we go. Web app, that's where I want it. And it's going to be called styles.css. Okay, boom. So that at least I have a placeholder for that. So it's created this whole thing right here. All of the blue, white, classic terminal green. It did all this for me. General styling, just some, stuff. Menu bar, the chat dialogue. It's doing all that. Okay. Now, if sometimes it will not actually show me all of the entire file as we go through this. And if it's too confusing to me, I just say, show me the entire file and it will actually do that. So there's our CSS file. Let me make this bigger so you guys can see how we doing on time. We're doing all right. So I'm going to save that one. So that's our style. Okay, now we got our index.html file. So we're going to create another file in here. I'm just going to paste. Oh, that's not what I want there. I'm going to save it. And we're going to call that index.html. Boom. Let's get the code. Now we should be able to recognize a lot of this. See, there's a style sheet that it's going to use. Okay, here's all right. There's the menu bar with our new chat and about. It doesn't do anything, but it's like it's there. Here's our chat dialog, just what I asked for, and then we have the user input right here, and then that's it. So it's basically just a shell, and that's exactly what I wanted. So we're going to put that in there. Oh, one thing I want to do is this is really helpful. Add line numbers. That way I can tell if it's, the code isn't changing or increasing in line numbers. And I think that does that on all of them now. Yeah, it does. Okay. And let me make this bigger too so you can see it a little better. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I saved that or not. All right. If you got questions, go ahead and chat those in, but I'm not actually looking at it very close. So but I'll try. Okay, so we only have 2 files right now. It says go ahead and test it. So it should be really easy to test. Here we go. There's this, there's the web app directory. There's my 2 files. I know it's kind of hard to see that. So I'm just going to double click on index and boom, this is what I wanted. I like, whoops. Usually it gives me a lighter blue, which I really like. I want to get this bigger so you can see it. There we go. You can see it. So it did pretty good. I mean, it did really good. Okay. Got the new chat buttons up here. It's blue at the top. It's got some placeholder text, just the way I want the, crazy colors. It has the font correct. And there's my input box right there. And I got my send button with the nice line, just like I asked for. So it did, that alone, it just blows my mind. That would just take me forever to do that by hand if I started to do that. Okay. But it doesn't do anything, right? So we need, um, we need to move on here. So we're gonna enhance the web app. So since we are using PHP for this, I'm gonna go ahead and start PHP. So this is of course I didn't know any of this until I started doing all this. So okay, this is important. Okay, you need to be in the directory that you start PHP. Okay, it's easiest if you do that. So I am in the directory. In fact, we should see 2 files here right now, right? Our index and the style. Okay, so make sure you're in the app directory. And then I'm going to start the PHP server right here. You can run this in the background too. You could do that. Just put an ampersand and it'll do that. Okay, so what we're looking at, that's like the log. Okay, that's anything we do is going to show up here. So since we're in the directory, it will look for index.html or PHP, I think. Okay, but there's the port. So I'm going to go, instead of just typing, the file, I'm actually going to I'm going to use localhost 8000. Okay, fingers crossed. Here we go. Boom, got it. It worked. Okay, and we ought to be able to see there's some activity right there going on. In fact, if I refresh the screen, boom, you can see the PHP. That's that satisfying? I was so satisfied to see that. All right, next prompt. Here we go. Since we can't really do anything, we got about 5 or 6 of these prompts, so we do it a piece at a time. Oh, okay. So far everything's working really good. Okay, here we go. The prompt's going to be, please enhance the chat box so the user has the ability to enter multiple lines. Yeah, because this kind of sucks right here, right? If I want to type stuff in here, if we make this even bigger so you can see that, I can't, I can't do the shift enter, it just doesn't work. Okay, 1 line, and I want to have more than that. And I just say, how about 3 lines instead of just 1? Is that possible? I do this a lot with chat, especially with ChatGPT. I say, hey, will you do this for me? Is this possible? Because I want it to buy in. I want to say, yeah, I can do that. Well, okay, then actually do it. Don't say, well, I can't do that. Well, you told me that you would. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to start generating stuff. Yeah, it's possible to do that. All right. It tells me a little bit about how it's going to do. Updated. Oh, it just gave me the updated section. I ought to be able to handle this. So it's just it's the index. It's just the section 3 right here. I could do that. So people say, well, gosh, you're not even going to have to be a programmer pretty soon. Well, you still kind of got to know if it makes sense. Like I'm dealing some stuff I'm dealing with today. I was pretty distracted this morning. It was the AI was combining 2 different libraries to do the same thing, and it got confused. And I got to start all over. So you really have to guide it. You got to check it. You just don't want to say yes, 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 yes. All right, let's see. Styles. Okay, we got a style for our text area right here. And so let's go to the style sheet. And I think there's nothing like that yet. I know this is probably really hard to read. Inputs, is it called input section? Yes, input section. Button, I think we're good. I think I can just put a, what's this right there? Text area. I wonder if that's gonna, okay, I'm gonna put it down here. If that doesn't work, then I'll get rid of that thing right there. See, I don't know the coding on this, right? That's what happened. You just kind of got to go for it. Okay, there we go. I think we're good there. All right, we saved everything. Okay, let's go back to the browser. Let's reload the page, see what happens here. I can see right away, I got multiple lines here. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, line 2, line 3. Oh, I can just keep going. Look at that. Pretty cool. And of course, nothing's going to happen now. So that's good. It worked. I don't see any errors. Ready to move on. All right. Okay, next prompt. Okay, this one's a little longer than that last one. All right, so I say OpenAI because I have another one for Anthropic. I don't have to give it all this extra crap here at the bottom all the time. It seems that it's more respectful of what I want to do. Excuse me. Okay, this step focuses on enhancing the existing code base to enabling the LLM to respond and display its response. Yeah, this is super satisfying when it works. Do not alter the visual design in step 1. Okay, I don't have to tell Claude that. Okay, here we go. Have the LLM talk like a pirate. And don't forget the initial AI greeting also must talk like a pirate too. Why do I say that? Well, because it usually forgets to put that in the initial beginning, and then it doesn't work well. I wanted to use the OpenAI, in a very specific model. If I was using Claude for this, I would probably have it use, one of the Anthropic LLMs. This is where if it's going to mess up, a lot of times it's the coding on the on interfacing with the LLM. So you have to watch that carefully. Okay. The OpenAI API key needs to be stored in a separate file. Okay, I didn't tell it the file name. We'll see what it comes up with. And the LLM response text is to be displayed in the AI response dialog output. Modify existing files as needed. And if you need to create other ones, go ahead and actually do that. So there's a lot going on right here. Let's see how it does. Okay, so we're gonna give that. And here we go. Boom. Oh, whoops. Boom. Here we go. Pirate themed responses. Gotta love it there. Okay, so this is how it wants. It's gonna use the PHP for that. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new file. And we're gonna call it. There's the key. Okay, and I'm gonna, boom, that's what it looks like. And I need to put my API key in here. And of course, I don't want you to see that, right? So I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to paste it in here. And I got to make sure you use the right one. Yeah. If we weren't recording this, I wouldn't really about it. Oh yeah, this is different. They used a different way to do it yesterday when I was going through it, because I wasn't real specific. Okay, it's there. Trust me. All right, so the file is there. Here we go. What's next? Process input. It's going to handle stuff. All right, yeah. Now we're going to have it actually do some things. We'll take a look at this file real quick too, because it's going to do stuff. It's going to handle, when we press send, it's going to do things. Okay. Whoops, that's not what I want. I want there. Okay. Let's just go ahead and grab the code right now. Put it in here. And I'll show it to you. Let's get that so you can see it. Here we go. Okay. So you can see, right, now this is PHP, right? Yeah, PHP is actually really simple and straightforward. It's almost like basic. So there's the API key. It's going to be, read from the file right there. So that should have, it should be consistent. Okay. And if you notice here, it's going to be, oh, how are they going to do this? Oh, they're doing it different. Oh, I hope whoa, stream content. Oh man, this is different. Usually uses curl. So we'll see what's going to happen. I don't remember doing this. Looks different. So it's less code. So we'll see. Okay. A little stress now. But I could just tell it to do it a different way next time. All right. Anything else it needs to do? No changes for style. No HTML. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to have to handle some jQuery, some stuff. So we should have some additional code here. It's giving me the entire file, which is nice. Yeah, see, it's click function. There's a send button. Yeah, it's probably going to have some style in too, is it? Oh, unchanged. It didn't. Okay. Well, if it says so. So this is the index HTML, right? Let's copy that. Let's put that in here. Yeah, I have 30 lines now. I should have more. There we go. About 58 lines of code. Well, I'm a little nervous about it here. I really, it's no fun debugging on a live webinar. It actually is not one of the highlights of my life. Okay, here we go. Whoa. Well, at least it's talking. Okay. Oh, no errors yet. Okay, here we go. My name is Craig. See what it says. Oh, you see that? Failed it, did it. Okay. So this really sucks, right? Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do, this can actually be very, very beneficial because I'm actually going to paste this right in here, just like this. I'm going to tell ChatGPT, hey man, it didn't work. Whoop, and we'll see what it says. Okay. Okay. I'll just say in the PHP log, this I don't know, this showed up. I don't know. I put it in there. I'm used to just hitting enter right now. So I was gonna say, oh, the error. No, so look at boom, fast. Complete return, found a response, incorrect endpoint. Yeah. Recent versions, you should be using the corrected PHP. Let's see how it's going to do it here. Okay, I'm going to ask it to use a different way. I'm saying, hey, can we just use curl? Can we use curl in the process.input.php file? If so, please generate me the file. What did it say? Here's how to rewrite it. Yeah. Here we go. There we go. Okay, tokens. Okay. He talks like, oh, okay, this is like the system prompt is giving it. You're supposed to talk like a pirate. That's actually good. It remembered that. So I asked it to do that. It does have some maximum tokens. There we go. See, I was expecting to see that. Okay, that looks good. Blah, blah, blah. It's going to execute and curl. It's going to get the response. It's got to rip out it's JSON. So it's got to, whatever it's got to do there. And then it's got to do this horrible thing right here. This is the result, and this is the text actual. This line right here, it's got to do all this stuff right here because it's all in JSON. Yeah, there's our response. That looks good. I think that's going to work. So let's see. Yes, more code. Okay, I really hope this works here. So far, so good. Okay. My name. Come on, baby. Yes. No errors. And it's talking like a pirate. Ahoy there, Craig. What brings ye to this fine day of the high seas of conversation? Nice, nice, huh? Okay, so I'm super stoked about that. All right. So you notice I use curl. So now what I could have done, I could have said, hey, use curl and don't use something else. And I would have been able to bypass that. But I want, it's not that I really wanted to go through that pain, but it's good that you literally just paste in the error and say, hey, fix it. And it will fix it for me. And I just said, well, let's abandon what you're trying to do. Let's do what I want to do. And it did that and it worked. So that is actually, pretty good. You can write these prompts directly in GitHub so you don't have to create files, etc. Yeah, you can do all sorts of stuff with GitHub. This is like anybody can do this easily. Yeah, yeah. There's all sorts of different ways to do this. Can you share the prompts? Yes, all the prompts are being in the typing log right here. You'll be able to download that. I can actually post them in our chat too as well at the end if you'd like me to do that. Okay. All right. Let's see, what are we doing next here? Oh yeah, okay. So here's something though. I just said, hey, it said, oh hey there, Craig. Can I say like do you remember my name? And it says, I'm not having the ability to remember your name. Oh, so there's no history. Every input and response is independent from the next. Well, that kind of sucks. Okay. So our next prompt, we wanted to have some memory. And this is actually a pretty important thing anytime you do a chat bot. Otherwise, it's I don't know what's the right word. It's not it's just it doesn't work well. Okay. So we're going to say, hey, enhance the chat box so it remembers information from previous interactions, like the user's name. Examples are really good in prompts, okay? And this is just for during the same session. Now, I'm real specific here. I say use non-persistent memory to store and pass the chat history to the AI, allowing the AI to provide a context-aware responses. Okay, this one sentence was incredibly important. The first time I didn't specify this, it says, okay, let's create a MySQL database or let's use SQLite. I'm like, no. Just for this session. And they said, oh, okay, we'll use a non-persistent memory store. I'm like, oh, that's the word, non-persistent. Okay, so that's what I did. And so I built that and we don't have to deal with that problem anymore. Okay, now here we go, our new chat button. If the new chat button is pressed, all memory should be cleared. Do not alter the visual designs, and do all this stuff and nothing else. Okay, so this is all about the history and the new chat. So let's give that to OpenAI and see what it comes up with here. We should have a couple things going on here. Key features, next, oh, wait, whoops. Oh, okay, maintain session-based memory using non-persistent storage. Yeah, it's basically the session. Process input. Okay, hopefully it gives me the whole thing here. It looks like, yep, that's all the endpoint. Oh, when I talk about the endpoint, this is what I mean. This is the actual endpoint from OpenAI right here. Sometimes it'll mess up on versions. It's pretty good with OpenAI since we're using ChatGPT. But if we use like Cohere, I use Cohere a lot because it's really inexpensive and it works. It's really good. And sometimes it has problems with Cohere. Yeah, surprise. Yeah. Okay, handle the error, decode. I thought I was going to add some stuff. Oh, here's the chat. Here's the chat memory or the history. So it's adding that, which is cool. All right. So there's not a whole lot of change there. And this was the PHP thing, all right? Yeah, process input. Okay, so we're gonna grab the whole thing. Boom. Yep, more lines of code. Okay, so I feel good about that. Let's see what else we got going on here. Index, we need to, we're going to press buttons. So we're going to have the button stuff in here. Okay, let me just do down here at the bottom. User input, post, send a message. Okay, here's our new chat button. What it's going to do, so that it added that, and so it gave us the whole file. I always check because it doesn't always do that. And I look at the line now, we got 58, we should have a little more. So we're at 68 now. So we have some more code as well. So that looks pretty good. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's reload. Here we go. Hey, my name is Craig. All right. It'll respond. Let's see what else we're gonna do. Oh yeah. Do you remember my name? Hi, Craig. Yeah, blah blah blah. Do you remember my name? And yeah, I remember you. Maybe you be Captain Craig. Oh yeah, usually I say Captain Craig. That's weird how it act. Maybe that's where I got the idea. Yeah. You just mentioned to me that earlier. Okay. And I didn't check, but there's no errors, so that's good. So we got the memory. Is that cool? I love that. All right. Next thing. Okay. Now, since we're IT folks, code um, is a big deal. Okay, so let's see. I should probably put that in here. Yeah, let me give you like if I say, let me just put this in. If I say, hey, create a multi-line SQL select statement that contains the syntax error. Do not tell me about the error. Now, when it's going to do this, it just looks like crap, right? It's got like it's just all, but it doesn't look good. And if I copy and if I paste that in, well, in fact, it's not even letting me copy and paste it. That's weird. It's not lined up right. That was kind of weird. Okay, and I'll just paste it in there. See what it looks like on my side. It's gonna look it's all wonky too. It seems to be giving me a SQL statement without a proper line break. Okay. Anyway, so we want some better formatting. Okay, now this is actually can go awry really quick, and so I have to be really specific with the prompt here. So let me show you what I'm going to do for this. Okay, so we want to enhance the chatbot so it properly displays formatted text, such as pure text, markdown, code snippets in various languages. You want to be specific as necessary. Okay, for user input, display the text left justified while preserving white space, indentation, and line breaks. Usually it struggles with this. Okay. For the AI response, display naturally based on the type of the text. I don't know how else to rephrase that. I could ask ChatGPT to help me rephrase that. Okay. And I say, for example, markdown will be displayed naturally. I probably got the word naturally from ChatGPT because I don't talk like that. All right, so this is important. Consider using showdown.js and prism.js. I do that because I've gone through this a bunch of times, and whenever it uses these two libraries, things work really good. And if they don't, you can go off for hours, okay? All right, so that's the prompt that we actually want to give it. Save it, copy it, paste it. All right, let's see what it's going to do here. So it's gonna have to do using, oh man, I hate when it does that. Just give me the freaking code, man. I don't see I don't want to be your little rabbit today. Guinea pig. All right. What's it doing on this side? I don't know. Okay, so it's doing the code, and it's gonna probably take longer to do it. So it's Cloudflare or something. Man, it doesn't have to put all that in there. What is going on? That's different than what it's done in the past. It just sucks because I want to be able to look at all the code. Okay, I'm gonna have to shrink this down a little bit. All right. Okay, so what a pain in the butt, man. Okay, this is the index. I'm gonna grab this. I need to make sure that it's all of the code. So it's got all three sections. It should have buttons and stuff down there. And there's the news. I see the word prism right there. Okay, so I'm assuming that's the index. Okay. Let's see what else it's doing here. Style. Okay, it's doing when it's now it's going to do some codes, guys. Got a couple more. I don't know what the right word is. Styles. AI message, got the code. Okay, those are all new. So I'm just going to add those to the bottom of my style sheet. Okay, let's put that down here. I'm going to save that. And let's see if it has anything else. Process input. No changes. All right. So just a couple file changes. All right, that looks good. Let's go back. And I should be able to do a new. Oh, I got to reload the page. No, I didn't check the new chat. There we go. Got a new chat. In fact, if I did a new chat, do you remember my name? It shouldn't, because hey, I'm not having the memory names like landlord. Okay, good. So, okay, now it's going to load the new code. That looked no error, and I'm going to say my name. My name is Captain Craig. It's like and now I'm going to have it create. There we go. A fine name. Fine name. Okay. Now I want it to create that SQL statement this time. Let's see if how it formats it. Oh, look at that. Woo! It doesn't always work. Oh, I like that. Shift is the black pearl. Gotta love that, right? That's pretty cool. Okay. So and now I'm gonna say, hey, do you remember my name? Do you remember my last test on this? That's make sure we didn't lose any capability. Yeah, yep, it's Captain Craig. All right. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy this. Hey, did I say with the syntax there? Oh, there's your syntax there. With a syntax there. What's the from? Where?
Comma after age.
Oh, right there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Nice. Okay. So, now I'm going to say, okay, to make sure it doesn't know, got a new chat. Okay. And I'm going to paste it in. And I say, is there anything wrong with this SQL? I'm going to put it in there. I can do multiple lines. That was important. Put it in there. Let's see how that formatted pretty good. Okay, man, that was fast. So I would have liked mine to do a left, but that's kind of what it does, but it's better. Okay, what's wrong? You can see the error right there. Or maybe we mistaken your SQL. There, it fixed it right there, and it found it. Okay, so it did actually pretty good with that. Okay, all right, man, we're doing pretty good. How are we doing on time? Man, we're gonna make it here. So something else I did that was kind of fun is that usually there's a little copy button, a little icon up here. You can easily add. I'm not going to do that, but you can do that, and you can say, well, hey, the little emoji, whatever that is, let's make it pirate themed. And so it'll be a little anchor or something like that. You can actually do that, and you can click the little anchor and it copies it. So stuff like that. So you can kind of get the idea now how you'd actually just add that. So let's actually we do have the about right now. The about doesn't do anything. So let's actually give it something to do here. So I think this is going to be the last one. Okay, enhance the chat bot. So when the about button is pressed, a small window pops up with the center. The center text, this chat bot was created during the NYOUG webinar on January 14th. That's not the right year. There we go. So let's give it that. All right. I hope it stops doing that. Okay. Let's see. No, this is the I want to make sure it sticks with that one. Okay. All right. Enhance the chat bot. It's a modal. Call these a modal. I didn't even know what that word meant until I started doing this stuff. Oh, it said pop-up window. Usually says modal. Okay, so it's a little slower here. So it looks like it's going to give me the whole file again, which I actually appreciate. They're about the pop-up. Wow. It's always called it modal. Every time I've done it, it's first time. All right. Let's see, is that the code? There we go. The chatbot was created, so we know it's in that file. If it has, it's probably got to add a little bit of JavaScript. Yeah. No. Where's the Java? I know the click. Oh, there's the about button. So it added that. Okay, so we got the entire index.html file. Okay, we are coming near the end here. Style. Okay, we got pop-up window style. Man, yeah, that's really bizarre. It's never done that before. Always modal, which according to my designer daughter says that's the proper name for these things. Okay, so those are just the two files that were changed. So let's actually refresh. And we should, if we do the about, oh, look at that. Where's the, and every other time has been a little X and you've been able to close outside of it. Oh, this one's a little different. See, I didn't tell exactly like I want an X or something like that. So I say, oh, okay, well, maybe that's not a modal. So maybe that's why. Let's say, hey, what if I want to modify that text? So this is HTML right here. So what does it look like? It actually fits. Let's see, we want it to break in front of NYOUG. So you just got to do a little HTML right here. I don't need ChatGPT for that. And let's reload the page. Did that'll work? Oh, look at that. Boom, boom, closed. Okay. So I think that's, there we go. All right. Prasidi asked me, so I just saw this. How did you select the pirate persona? Personally, why did I select it? Because it's just obvious, it's kind of fun. That's it. But I told it here when I talked about the LLMs, I said this step focuses on existing code base to enable LLM to respond. And then here I say, have the LLM talk like a pirate. Okay. What I have found, if I have it do the LLM stuff, and then the next step I say, hey, now I want it to talk like a pirate, it's messed up. So if I do it in the same step, it seems to be more consistent. So that's just kind of the way it is. So hey, that's all I have for you. We are at the end. And so what I'm really hoping is that you're like, you can do this stuff, and you actually saw me do it. So if you have like a little app that you want to create or do something with your kids, I mean, the chatbot is not a simple app, really. You're calling out to an API and all that. You could do all sorts of crazy stuff. And you could use Copilot. I've never done that before. My screen's still sharing, so I will share it here. I will bring this over so you can actually see it just for a second here. This is, oh, yeah, this is a product called Cursor AI, and I'm working with property graphs right now. And I'm actually on the right here. I'm having a conversation about, about this is what I want. I said, please check again about using this code and all this kind of stuff. And I literally have a conversation with it. It's like a collaborator for me. I type down here what I want, and it just starts doing all the stuff. And it's really good, but it can mess up though too. So you still have to be on top of it. So I wanted you to just get a taste for this, see what it's like a year from now. This is going to be like just like baby stuff, I think. So one thing I noticed right away though is you need to be able to articulate what you want. You can't get away from what you have up here down to the AI, and that's not going to go away. So the better that you can explain things in a nice, kind, articulate way to help the AI, the better it's going to be for you. So that's something like when you talk to kids about this, you need to be able to explain like what you want really good. And that helps the AI actually do what you really want it to do because it doesn't know, right? So that's it. This will be on OraPub or actually the New York website, wherever we're actually going to put this. If you guys want to email me, I'll send you this stuff as well too. Okay. Any questions? Let me look at the questions. Can you share the prompts? Yes, for sure. Yeah, GitHub. Okay, do you have time to walk through the prompt creation process? No, you know what? This is just in my head. There's no, what I found, I could have put this whole thing into one giant prompt. It probably would have just barfed. Okay. The cursor AI product, it probably would have been okay. And what I would have told it, if I gave it one big prompt, I would say, um, outline how you want to do this. Show me how you want to do it. And then I would say, but don't create any code yet. And then you'll see the steps. And if that makes it, yep, that looks good, go ahead and do step one. And then you check it. And then you just kind of work through it. It increases the likelihood of things going well. So it's very similar how I did this with ChatGPT. So there's no magic how I did this. It's just a step at a time and being able to understand or be able to articulate what you actually want. So there's no magic on the prompts really. Well, there is, but you gotta try stuff. Okay, I think that's it. We are over time. Another question? Oh, I think that's all of them.
Looks
All right,
great. And
Coleman.
we'll share all of this stuff with everyone as well. So
Okay.
don't worry. NYOUG and Viscosity both will have
Okay.
it's posted.
Awesome. Hey, thanks you guys for hanging in there the whole time. I don't know how interesting this is watching somebody copy and paste and panic when things don't, work the way that I want. So
It's very entertaining.
This is
yeah,
fantastic,
great.
Craig. This is great, Craig. Thank you.
Thanks, Coleman. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you really,
Greg, very good.
yeah. Oh,
Yes.
thanks, man.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you everyone for attending today. Be on the lookout for an email follow-up from me or my team. We'll let you know when it's posted, and when it's posted to AuraPub, it will likely already be posted to NYOUG as well. So we'll see you guys soon. Hopefully those of you in the New York area or the Tampa area can come out and see us in person for some great technical sessions. And otherwise, we'll see you at our next webinars. Coleman and I are working on filling out the 2025 schedule, and we've got some great names already. So looking forward to seeing you guys then. All right. Take care. Thank you again, Craig.
Oh, my pleasure. See you guys.
Take care. Bye.
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 All right, Monica, should I just email you or Teams you all this? She's still here. No, she's not. Yeah, Viscosity, you're
Oh,
there.
yes, I'm still here. Sorry.
You're
I
yeah,
didn't
you're
haven't
muted.
ended the
Yeah.
webinar.
So hey, that was fantastic. I'm glad people are.
Yes. Yeah.
It looks
Shoot
like
me
they
an
See you
enjoyed
email
it.
with
next time, Craig.
everything. Take care, y'all.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
All right. See ya.
Bye.